And I tell people this all the time. It's like numbers really don't matter. It's like start doing the ratios. Like see, because people fluff their numbers.
Oh, 100%.
It's what it is. But if you like look at the ratios, because if they pad their numbers, they're not gonna always pad their stats. I'm a big behind the scenes. I'm a big like numbers person. So like when I could see a chance to test something, I will take that chance to test something. If you enjoy doing content, you'll find the content that you will enjoy doing, no matter what age you are.
We are back with another episode of The Creative Outlet, and I have my good friend, Mr. BlinkTattoo. He is a content creator and a tattoo artist that works out of the Constable Tattoo Parlor just outside of Chicago. We talk about how he gets into tattooing, how he gets into content creation, and how he started in gaming and essentially transferred over to tattoo content. We chat a little bit about the KCIP program and how he just views content in general. He talks a little bit about how he wants to tattoo more at live events. And then we also chat a little bit about the future of his content creation and what he wants to do moving forward. But I hope you guys enjoy this one. Welcome to another episode of The Creative Outlet.
Welcome back. I have one of my good friends here, fresh off the flight from Chicago, Illinois. Mr. BlinkTattoo, how are we doing, brother?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Dude, thank you for coming on. I will, wire you the 10K or however much I think
Minimum
we agreed.
10K, but if you want to throw in a little extra,
we'll
be good.
Maybe a tip we'll do. But dude, how was the flight? We're here for Loot Fest this weekend. So
Loot Fest, yeah. Loot Fest is this weekend. I'll be actually live tattooing at Loot Fest this time around.
I'm actually really excited to see how that goes for you.
It's going to be a great time.
Yeah, because you have a bunch of shit in my apartment right now.
Literally started sending you stuff as soon as they got the confirmation. Amazon cart, ordered all of it here.
I'm like, I have a small ass apartment and it's getting smaller.
It's a lot of boxes. You got a table, got a hand washing station, got a whole lot of stuff going on over there.
Yeah, you got the whole, it's going to look good. I'm actually really excited. By the time, obviously, this comes out, we'll have it all, it'll all be done. But, dude, how are you? How's life treating you?
It's a little busy. It's been nonstop ever since I got the confirmation to do Loot Fest. I've been trying to get into other conventions, DreamHack and all that kind of stuff. And let alone doing full-time tattooing back at home as well. So it's like it just nonstop with I think I'm 3-4 months out currently.
Jeez.
So
like
just
booked
out. Mm-hmm.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So it's a busy time.
Is that normal? Like being booked out for that long?
I would say yes and no. I've been doing tattooing for 14 years now.
Okay.
15 years. 14 or 15, somewhere around there.
Holy crap. I didn't realize it was that long.
Exactly. So it's like I've been doing it for so long, so hopefully I have something to show for it.
Yeah.
Because if I was only booked out a week, I'd be like, oh, I probably wouldn't be here and you probably wouldn't have all that stuff over there.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like how does I'm so curious actually. How does one like discover, in a sense, they have like the talent to do that? Like, because I feel like I know nothing about tattoos. I don't have any.
Yeah.
I don't have the desire to, but like I get the appeal for some people. So like, how does one even discover, like, get into that world?
It's a career, for better words, it's a creative outlet. Like it's literally taking something that you enjoy doing, which I was just doodling. That was my main thing. I was just doodling nonstop and like notepads, sketchbooks, whatever it was, and then I just said I didn't want to go to school anymore.
Yeah. So you were the kid in the back of the class.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, not on the desk because that's some hood stuff. I'm not about that life. But I was like, any sort of notepads, anything along those lines. I was just nonstop, just little scribbles, doodles, drawing Pokemon, like redrawn Pokemon.
Yeah. So
all that kind of stuff.
That's great. Like, okay. And then what age range was that?
10 to 15 was probably when I was more so like getting interested in doing things other than just the standard medium, which was just like pen and paper.
Yeah.
So 10 to 15, then I started doing like acrylic, watercolor and stuff along those lines.
Okay.
I'm not a fine artist by any means. Like I mess around and do all that kind of stuff, but end of the day, tattooing is what I ended up being decent at.
Yeah. That's crazy. What when did you actually like make that, I would say, that transition from like that doodling to I like actually like, because I like I said, no knowledge whatsoever, like go in a sense of like not go to school, but like even start the process of like getting yourself into a studio or just in general?
Sophomore year of college, which was art school. So essentially I went to an art school right after high school. high school, right after high school. And I essentially took that as, I don't know why I'm here. It was just like high school all over again,
Yeah.
except like the nerdy anime kids
Yeah.
turned into like the jocks, and the jocks, like the ones that were a little bit artistic, were like, all right, cool. This is what I do now. And I'm just like, wow, the dynamic has changed a lot.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm done with this. Somehow I found an apprenticeship. It was through my aunt's boss's like brother-in-law or something like that.
Oh, sick.
I don't know how it came to be.
Yeah.
But I started an apprenticeship out in a suburb of Chicago.
Okay.
Started tattooing there, ended up leaving there and started working for with the first person to ever tattoo me. So he told me, the best part about that was when I first got my tattoo, I said, how do I get into this? How do I start like tattooing, or what steps do I have to do to take it? And he said, don't. So down the line, he kept up with me, and then I just ended up working for him for pretty much the longevity of my career.
Okay.
And
then
then
you still work for him now?
No.
No, okay.
So I moved to San Francisco for 6 months prior.
Okay.
Pretty much cut ties with that shop that was there. And then when I moved back, I started working with somebody who I just met in the convention circuit as far as tattooing wise.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the time frame from when you learned under him and then going to San Francisco and then moving back?
So 5 years from working with him.
Okay.
So when I first started, I was 19, 20.
Okay.
That's where I am. I'm 34 now. So it's like along those areas. So professionally tattooing, roughly around that 14-year range.
Okay.
And first started my apprenticeship around then. Did the stint at the shop in the suburbs. Then as soon as all that kind of subsided and I got into kind of a bickerment with the management there.
Oh, okay.
I was let go technically, although I left. He wanted me to come back, but I'm like, no, I'm not doing this again.
Okay.
So then I moved, before the move to the city, I moved to the competitor shop that was out there for, it had to be like 4 months. Like it wasn't that long.
Oh, okay.
And then he contacted me and he was like, hey, would you like to come work with me? I'm like, absolutely. Like you did my first tattoo. I look up to you as an artist. So we go out there or I go out there rather. And I start working there for about 5 years. A whole lot of like memories and stuff along those lines, chili cook-offs, art shows, all that fun stuff. Like when it came to it, I learned a lot from them, just like the group that was there.
Yeah.
So
okay. And so now moving into like, I would say somewhat present day, but you in a sense moved it into streaming and content creation.
Mm-hmm.
And when did that pick up, and when did you like realize that like you wanted to do that to an extent?
So actually, when I moved to San Francisco, that was 5 years after the shop in the city that I moved from. When I moved to San Francisco, I wasn't tattooing. I wasn't doing anything. I was essentially a sugar baby at this time. Which I don't think that she realized that a $50,000 increase in budget to move to San Francisco from Chicago was medium. It was bare minimum.
Yeah.
Like as far as wage wise. Yeah. And she thought she was going to be able to handle that. I was like, I was going back and forth between here and Chicago to take care of clients still. Or between San Francisco and Chicago to take care of clients. And during my downtime of just sitting at home all the time, I was messing around with streaming.
Okay.
I was messing around with World of Warcraft, live streaming with World of Warcraft. What else was a popular game during the time? I think Dota 2 I was messing with.
Okay.
It's a lot. Like, I was messing with that. And I was like, well, if I'm doing this, I could just transition from gaming to doing something that I'm actually good at, because I wasn't good at gaming.
Yeah.
I was mediocre at best. I have some stories that, show that I'm decent at it, but I transitioned to start building the shop. Not building the shop, but building a production in the shop that I was at. A very small, easy to set up thing. I think C920 webcams.
Okay.
The Logitech ones that I started off with.
Sitting right over there somewhere.
I had like 3 of them, just like for different angles and stuff like that. But I never had a computer that was able to
like handle
support that much USB bandwidth.
Yeah.
I ended up buying this Asus ROG Tower. Okay. It was a mini PC.
Oh, okay.
So then that way I was able to carry it around with me to different places along those lines. I picked up.
Oh, so you were mobile.
Oh, I tried. Yeah, because I was going from shop to shop. I was like looking for
Oh.
homestead.
Gotcha.
And then when I finally got to the place where I'm at today, I had the interview with them and I said, "Hey, this is what I do. Like, I'm interested into live streaming these tattoos, and if that's something that you're comfortable with, like, that's what I want to do at your shop."
Yeah.
He agreed. He's like, "Will it make you better? Will it make
Yeah.
will it make everything work? Like, will you make you work harder? Will it do?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah. That's
And he's like, he's like, "Go for it then. I don't care." Like, I was like, "All right, cool." And then now I don't know if you've seen this shop studio, but I have a full photo rig up top with the scissor arms that come
holy
down.
crap.
Two 96-inch or 86-inch TVs, 55-inch TV on the wall in front, and just like two 43-inch vertical monitors.
I feel like I've seen partially of this. Like, I feel like I've seen it in like some video where, but yeah, no, your setup's kind of insane.
Oh, it's probably my kick intro video for first class. I had a whole
a
whole trailer for that. And it showed a little bit of the studio.
That may be of where I've seen it then, because I know I've seen parts of it at least. You're gonna have to send me some footage of it.
I will.
I
would like to include it within.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
So okay, wow, and then you have your own home office too.
I have my own, like, for gaming and streaming and stuff there.
Yeah.
As
Do you
well.
do any tattooing at home? Like
No,
okay.
home. It's a kind of illegal.
Yeah.
Oh,
really?
Because you have to have it health department certified. So
Oh.
everything that you do has to be
That makes so much sense.
Hence this entire trip.
Yeah.
This entire trip before this convention took me 4 months to solidify, to getting the health licensing and the zoning permissions.
Holy crap.
Yeah. 4 months beforehand, and $600 later, here I am.
That's wild. It
Just
is
for the
February.
permits.
So
Yep.
you've been working on this since November, roughly? Oh my God.
Just back and forth.
Yeah,
Back and
just
forth. Luckily, I had a good team behind me about, like, with my mods and everything along those lines. Even for consent forms, I had my buddy Squilliam. He created this consent form for me, and I have a website that they could log in, do all the consent form, and it gets sent to me and gets sent to them. Aftercarriers gets sent to them as well once it's submitted.
Holy cow. So that's a whole process you have to do, probably everything.
Yeah, it's been like I said, busy.
Yeah.
When we were getting into it.
I was like, because I've hopped into your stream a couple times. Like, you're still streaming, I feel like, a decent amount in a sense of, like, at least number of days a week.
I try to shoot for at least 4 days a week.
That's crazy.
Before here, I told you earlier that I took a week off.
Yeah.
And then just to prepare for everything, because if I knew that I would have been drained.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Doing tattooing full time and then trying to be like that entertaining process as well. It's two jobs at once, and like I get it sometimes when they say that streaming is harder than a normal job. It's not, in my opinion.
Yeah.
We gotta calm down on that. But I get the sense of how much it drains you at
100%.
the end of it.
Especially like because you're, in my opinion, more of a calm personality on stream. You're trolly as shit, but
absolutely.
But your overall energy, I would say, is calmer than I would say most full-time stream.
It's a chill dude stream, man.
Yeah,
it's
no,
100%.
I'm like, you are the person I'm gonna throw up in the background. If I hear my name randomly, I'll type in chat.
Absolutely.
But like, you're just chilling there playing whatever. I mean, Marvel Rivals lately, but like, dude, because essentially you have 2 full-time jobs to an extent.
At the same time.
Yeah.
At the same time, and then that doesn't even include the content creation that you get out of it, and like, man, it takes so much. It's like, I wanted to start doing the YouTube thing. I want to start doing all that kind of stuff. But once I'm done streaming and then once I'm done tattooing, I go home, I look at my computer, I'm just like,
you're like, screw
I'm
this,
good.
Dude.
Like, let me toss on some Marvel Rivals and play Groot for the next 3 hours.
Just degenerate. Like,
absolutely. Plat 2, baby.
Plat 2 is wild.
Yeah.
Wow. I literally had a question and I fucking forgot it. Okay, we'll kind of like go back into Loot Fest. What is, like, obviously, you have to get the permits and all that kind of stuff. What is it going into, like, planning? Like, because at least what I've seen on Instagram, you have kind of like a set sheet that you can kind of choose from. What, like, goes into even like picking something like that for an event like this? Because obviously you do,
Yeah.
like, commissions, all that kind of stuff. But
So I've had me being technically. So I saw. Let me start with a little backstory with behind it.
go for it.
So I got signed to Kick.
Okay.
So I was a first class partner with Kick. I came over from Twitch. Pretty much, I'm not going to say like golden boy or anything along those lines, but it's like I was being pushed because it was unique content.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah, literally. He fucking does that all the time.
I feel like I was pushed because it was unique content. It was a niche.
Yeah.
So I met a couple of good friends during that time. I met Big E.
Okay.
Rob. I met Jayhawk.
Yeah.
I actually went downtown to Jayhawk's place from downtown Chicago, to tattoo them.
That
was the
that's
first
when you
time I met them.
No
Yeah.
way.
First time.
Dude, I felt like you guys have been friends way longer before that.
No, not at all.
What?
Yeah,
Because that was
first
when
time I met
Sooner
them.
went too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sooner
Oh
came
my
after, yeah.
gosh.
So,
Dude, I felt that was the first time you had met any of them?
first time I met any of them in person. Yeah. I met E through just like bullshitting in chat for a while, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, you should come down and tattoo us." And I said, "Bet, let's do it." So luckily, it fell on a day off, and then
Yeah.
the rest is history from there.
That's
and then,
sick.
Yeah, so with being signed to Kick, I got some opportunities. One was being the first Loot Fest here.
Okay.
And then so I met other people through there, and like people have been waiting for me to be able to tattoo at conventions.
Oh, okay.
So that being said, I kind of changed it up a little bit how I was originally going to do it, because I was just going to do that sheet and just a couple walk-ups. Okay. So now, or just that sheet full of walk-ups. So whatever's on that sheet was only going to be done.
Yeah.
Before I came out here, I decided I want to take 2 to 3 appointments a day. So 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. So I took appointments, and then after those appointments, nothing but the sheet.
Gotcha.
So I set it up as like custom pieces and just a flash sheet.
Gotcha. How did you I don't even know. I didn't even see you. Did you announce that at all?
It was a kind of like a first come first serve, like in the DM situation.
Gotcha.
Like
Okay.
people messaged me prior saying, "Hey, like, would you be down to do this? Would you be down to do that?" I'm just
Gotcha.
like, "Yeah, let's do it." I wasn't going to make an announcement because then it would have been just
that
like
would have been
siphoning
yeah,
through like.
and you would have to do like, because I'm assuming they're to an extent somewhat simplistic because of just the time.
Absolutely,
restraint.
I want to try to give people the opportunity to get a tattoo at the show.
Yeah.
Without
forcing them in a sense to choose from.
Exactly. So it's like, if they didn't want to get it, hopefully, or if they didn't get an appointment, hopefully they want to get something from the sheet.
Yeah.
The sheet is definitely eclectic. There's a lot of different.
There's some
pieces
cool stuff on there.
Yeah.
I was looking at it and I was like, oh, there's actually some really cool things. Like, I mean, specifically, I remember seeing a bunch of like Pokemon stuff.
There's a couple of Pokemon.
Yeah.
The Gengar is really cool on
Yeah.
that one. I know that you were looking at the cat with the boobs computer.
Absolutely.
I saw you looking at that. But yeah, no, it's a fun little sheet, and it's like things that people would get just randomly with friends.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a good marketing when it comes to
Especially an event like this, because I feel like Loot Fest, it's definitely not a dream hack. It's nowhere near a dream hack, and nowhere near like a TwitchCon.
The misconception that people have of Loot Fest is that it's this big glamorous thing, and it is one of the coolest conventions because it is literally the most humble, like down to earth. It's not a light show here, like CS:GO tournament there.
Yeah,
like
it's literally
chill.
like it's meant for creators, in my opinion. Like
Absolutely.
you can obviously attend and see the booths and all that, but I'm like, I feel like this is literally like a big backyard hangout.
Absolutely, it was my favorite show last year.
Oh, that's great.
Hands down, I went to
I didn't realize how new you were too, in a sense of like around the group that we're in.
Absolutely, yeah. It's they're fairly new to me too. Like
that's what. Well, we were talking about it earlier. It's so funny because like out of the group, I would say besides E, because he's a phenomenon. Like I know you the least.
Yeah.
Like that's why I'm like, when you're saying things, I'm like, holy crap! I didn't realize you were that like in a sense new, and like you've been doing this for this long with like
very, very sneaky.
Yeah. You're definitely under the radar for sure. What when it comes to the custom pieces that you accepted, what went into like choosing those?
What the client wanted. So
Okay.
Well, I know some names. I got Miss Savage AF doing a rose and a skeleton hand type deal to go with her existing sleeve that she has going. Panda Skills. I got him going.
Okay.
I got a nice little like pagoda type dragon, smoky type thing going on for him. Who else is on this list? Dad's Academy and BB Jess I also have going.
Okay.
Dad's Academy is, of course, getting something that has to do with gardening and
Yeah,
all that kind of
yeah.
stuff. And Jess is a little Totoro guy.
Okay.
Yeah. So
What? How long do you think roughly those are going to take compared to like the sheet?
I made it so it's an hour to 2 hours appointment. Yeah.
Okay.
So like anything longer than that, like we'll separate into a separate session or whatever it needs to be.
We'll have to do.
The sheets, I'm planning on having done 30 minutes. Like
Okay.
one done. I will offer color. My plan is to do 80 for black and gray, 100 for color.
Okay.
So it takes a little bit longer to get the color
Yeah,
and everything
color.
out and all that kind of. So
100%.
it's like it's by time.
Yeah. That's okay. Interesting. How many do you realistically think you're going to end up doing this weekend?
So when I do a Friday the 13th event at home, which is $50 tattoos, I'm pretty sure that's what they put the price to now.
Okay.
I don't control the prices when
Yeah.
I'm at home. I have done anywhere from 30 to 40
In a day?
for the day.
Holy crap.
I am efficient.
Okay.
I hate to say that I'm a quick tattooer because I think that saying I'm a
Yeah,
quick tattooer
that-
is just a shitty thing to say.
Yeah.
But I'm an efficient tattooer. I like to make sure that everything is set to go without any hesitation, and I'm able to make sure that it's done proper and done right, and they get a good piece out of it.
What are you like a quick I'll ask this. How big is your shop? Like
The shop that I work at, it's 2 storefronts. So it's a large shop, but my room, what are the measurements? 13.5 by 11.
That's actually it's not that
It's
big.
not big.
I was gonna say, wait a second, that's not
It's
that
not
big.
large. It's subtle. Like it looks
It
super
looks
big.
It looks super big based on the okay. How many like different shops do you guys have? Like, or I would say like
That shop is it's a singular shop. So it's just that's the one shop that he has.
oh
So I don't own the shop.
Yeah.
My boss that's the
Okay.
only shop he owns, and that's that. There's no multiple branches or anything along those lines.
okay, gotcha. How many people are like in the like in a sense of like tattoo at
Tattooing,
Yeah.
10 artists.
10? Okay,
10 artists, yeah.
snap. That's actually, dude. How big is the overall like you said 2 storefronts,
Yeah,
but like
so I can't. I don't even know measurements like
Measure-
that.
yeah.
4,000, 5,000 square
Okay.
feet, maybe more. I don't know.
are you one of the more efficient tattooers there?
Yeah,
You
I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I got my own room. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Wait, do the others not? Do they?
There's 3 people with their own rooms.
Okay. Are the rest like cubicle types?
Yeah,
vibes?
just like
Okay.
little like the standard tattoo shop like aesthetic when you think about it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we got 2 full-time piercers, which in my opinion, having a full-time piercer is unheard of, and let alone having 2 full-time piercers able to support themselves is crazy. Majority of his business absolutely is piercing.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
Okay.
they do 40 to 50 piercings a day,
Ooh.
4 to 5 days a week. Like how many kids need their belly button pierced? I don't understand.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
I don't get
I'm
it.
like, are you guys in like the hardest like Chicago or are you?
Well, I'm in a suburb. I'm in a south suburb.
Oh, okay.
I'm in Plainfield, Illinois.
Okay.
Yeah, it's what it sounds like. It's plain. It
Yeah,
is
it is.
corn fed. Like it's bad. But it's good being a big fish in a small pond.
Yeah.
Because the shop being as big as it is and the notoriety that comes with that,
I'm sure.
they were one of 8 shops in that area.
Okay.
Opposed to the city, where when I worked in the city, which was 8+ years ago, 10+ years ago now,
Okay.
365 shops.
Ooh.
Just in the area that I was in, the city, yeah.
Oh.
So being 8
Yeah.
to 365 is a huge difference.
I'm sure. Especially, I'm guessing you guys have, I would say, the more top of the line artists in that area too, compared to the other shops. I can assume.
I would say like quality, yeah.
Interesting, dude. I'm like, I know nothing about tattooing.
You're
So,
learning,
like,
you're
I was
learning.
like, so I'm literally like, learning as you're saying this. I was like, that doesn't even. A lot of those numbers to me doesn't even compute. I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. When obviously you were doing, you have content creation. When did you decide, like, from switching, and not switching, but like also like adding in tattoo content rather than just like WoW, Dota, and like in the gaming side of things?
So when I realized that I was pretty ass at Fortnite, I said, "Hey, let's make this my main content." I had actually 2 channels when I was on Twitch because I started like majority of my tattooing content I did on Twitch before like Kick was even a thing.
Yeah.
So it's like I think 17.7K followers on Twitch, and then I mentioned to you earlier, it's like I've had the notoriety of like Tim the Tatman coming through and Moist Critical coming through, all that kind of like fun stuff. I was in a Moist Critical video, like he was donating subs to
that's sick.
to small streamers, and then it's like that's what it came to.
Awesome.
But I had 2 different channels on Twitch. I had a Blink After Hours channel and I had a standard Blink Tattoo channel because Blink After Hours turned into the game channel because I was trying to get that partner push. I was trying to, not dull down my content of tattooing with my horrible gameplay. And then I started doing the same thing when I switched over to Kick, but then because I was part of the creative incentive program, I get paid hourly to just game or do whatever I do on my channel. So I said, hey, I'm just going to do it on one channel now.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well. At that point.
So end of the day, like I'm still gaming and tattooing at the same time.
Yeah.
But now it's more known than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 100%. Because I was like, when you mentioned like gaming or whatnot, I had no idea you did any of that.
Same with YouTube though. Like I have my Blink Tattoo channel and I have a Blink After Hours channel that is very, very unknown. I think it's got like 200 subs or something like that. Okay. But it's like I uploaded for a long time, and then I slowed down just recently. So
interesting. Okay. Wow.
I know, right?
Dude, I just had no idea that like you were a gamer in a sense like that. Because like I said, when I discovered who you were literally, it was just, oh, that's the guy that tattoos. Tattoos.
I'm the tattoo guy.
Yeah, no, literally, that's so freaking cool.
Who a lot of people think is like 5'6" in real life, but it's like you meet me, I'm 6'4".
What? How do you? No, you come off. Really?
Dude, some people come out to me and like, I didn't know you were this tall. What? As they're looking up at me.
Dude, I feel like you portray yourself as tall.
I try to say I'm tall, but I guess they think I'm lying.
Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, people give me shit about being single, so it's like.
I've seen your fridge, bud.
Okay, brother. Fuck you.
Got 2 pieces of bread and 1 slice of pizza. Have ate. So crazy.
This asshole.
We are going to take a quick pause on this talk. I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. And don't worry, we're going to get you right back in. Something that was an absolute non-negotiable for me when it came to starting the creative outlet was I wanted it to be a high quality video podcast. And to be able to make that happen, you need great lighting. If you guys don't know, I am affiliated and I work a little bit with Kiko. They are a lighting company based here in the DFW area. I met them at the World Series of Warzone and again at TwitchCon last year in 2024. I chatted with them, got to explain a lot of the content stuff I had planned for this year. And let's just say they hooked it up. Almost every light in this office is completely from Kiko though. The entire podcast was lit through them, and they do more than lighting. They have a lot of tripods. They have mic stands for your desk. One of my favorites, I use this every day, a little card reader. And with the launch of their gaming division, they are diving more into the content creation space. So if you are trying to up your game when it comes to your setup, your home office, or just your content creator journey in general, make sure to go check them out. I'll leave a link down in the bio. And if you want, use Kiko10 and it'll save you some cash. But with that said, let's hop back into the pod.
When obviously you do YouTube, or you're starting in a sense to try to do YouTube. Where do you want to take that? Like,
that's a hard one. So far with my YouTube channel, I've done everything from time lapses to talking head videos. I have a couple of things coming up, and I'll just mention it because I feel like if I mention it, maybe I'll actually do it. Like some things is more so comparing things. I bought 2 Amazon tattoo machines. One for $30 and one for like $120. So like a cheap one, a mid-grade one. I'm going to use mine, which was a $1,200 machine.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to compare and contrast. Like, do you really need the top of the line to make a good tattoo, or is it just fundamentals and technique?
Okay.
Which I'm pretty positive that it's just fundamentals and technique. Yeah. But the machine will probably die in the future faster. But overall, I fully believe that I'm able to tattoo the same way with all 3 machines. So comparing and contrasting those, and then doing 3 of the same tattoos on the person to see how they heal in the long run.
Okay. Gotcha.
A tattoo aftercare process too. It's like which is the best for you essentially. So
because I'm sure, like, I'm guessing people react differently.
exactly,
So
everybody's a snowflake. I can't tell people how they're going to heal. Like it has the last person healed. General consensus, they pretty much heal the same, but overall, some people have skin allergies, some people, more sensitive skin, all that kind of stuff. So it's trying to compare and contrast 2 different people half the time.
Gotcha. That's okay. Dude, I'm like, I don't know if I like. People always say like, dude, you would look good with tattoos, and I'm like, I don't.
Who's telling you that?
Huh?
Who's telling you that?
I've had multiple people tell me that. And I'm like, I don't. No, because I look. I mean, I am, but I look Pacific Islander.
Okay.
So it's like they're like, are you?
So
like,
you look what you are.
Huh? Well, I mean, I'm Chamorro, so I'm from Guam.
I gotcha.
So I'm like, so I technically am, but it's like people are like, oh, they always like, you should get one of those tribal ones. I'm
the
like,
Polynesian.
yeah, I'm like, nah, bro. I was like, that does not work.
That's a whole different thing though. Like to get the proper Polynesian art form, not just some dude named Jared who tattoos it at the the local shop. There's like a whole ancestral history and stuff behind that. So doing it right is a completely different thing. Like going to the islands and getting it done is the way to do it, especially if you're of culture.
Oh, I did not know that.
It's there's so much history behind tattooing. It's disgusting. I stopped caring about it a long time ago. But like in the beginning, when I was learning, I was all into it. Like American traditional history, learning the names, Norman Collins, Shanghai K, like so many people, like so many things. And it's just, now I'm just like, so people are so upset that everything's going mainstream. There's so many tattooers making TikToks and reels and all that kind of stuff. I'm just like, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? I have a short that's out there, and it's just me saying, don't care. Don't care. Like I literally said don't care like 18,000 times in that short, just because it's like, just do what you got to do. Who cares? Yeah. It's a new marketing ploy. Like, that's all it really is.
And it's like social media is always changing. And I feel like, especially in the last 5 years. I mean, it is just, we've seen so many phases of the internet in the last 5 years of just content creation and just
across all industries.
Oh yeah, and I was like, it's not just tattoo. It's literally, it's gaming, it's
landscaping, like
entertainment. So like, dude, in general, it's like, and it's wild, like how much it's changed. When you first started, in a sense, posting content from tattooing, when was that year-wise?
When I first started posting content for tattooing?
Yeah. That was like, and how has that changed to now?
Man, I don't even know. I think when I started posting tattoo content was during COVID.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. I just always just sporadically just posted.
Yeah.
But I had a big boom during the COVID. Like some people have big booms on it. I jumped up to 75,000 on TikTok.
Oh snap!
Like right out like for one silly video. Like I probably uploaded 20 before that, and then just like one just took off, and then just went from there. But then I did it because I wanted to prove to these, people doing TikTok dances at Walmart that I could be more popular than you as a 30-something-year-old, male. And I did it, and I just stopped. And I felt bad just stopping because it's like so many people want that, satisfaction of having that follower count and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, wasn't my full-time gig, so I wasn't really concerned about it.
Yeah. Do you regret that now?
A little bit.
I was like, I can only assume.
But then, like last month, it was like TikTok's gone, and then it came back, like
gone for 10 hours or whatever.
I think I went to sleep and woke up, and it was gone already back. Yeah. People deleted off their phone and now couldn't get it back for a long time.
Oh yeah, that was like the whole I don't know if you saw like the eBay and StockX people selling like 10 grand.
And people did sell some, and then like 2 weeks later they were
like,
able to get
it's back in the App Store now. It's like
people are just like, what the hell?
Yeah. How was that like change though, in a sense of like you're trying to obviously build up your brand now as to an extent as a tattooer still, if I'm
it's all follower number. It's all numbers game at that point when people see it. Like you see it just in a day to day. If you're on Instagram and you're going through and you see like, oh, this person has some cool stuff, and you go to their account and like, oh, they have 100,000 followers. Yeah, I'll just add on to it.
Yeah,
like it's It's such a fluff. It really is.
Yeah.
And I tell people this all the time. It's like numbers really don't matter. It's like start doing the ratios. Like see, because people fluff their numbers.
Oh,
100%. It's what it is. But if you like look at the ratios, because if they pad their numbers, they're not going to always pad their stats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah, you can always you can pad the following. It's really hard to pad engagement.
Exactly. But it's like it's stay true to whatever you're doing and just continue at that point. And I'm enjoying just tattooing and streaming. The other content is going to come eventually when I actually want to put my head down and do it.
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot more like low key behind the scenes, like photography, like personally, like I don't ever post my stuff, which is funny.
Yeah.
Because I just enjoy doing it. And I don't need the notoriety of like, oh, that's a cool photo.
Yeah. And like you said earlier, it's not your full-time gig.
Exactly.
This is quite literally cheesiest shit in the world, but you're a creative outlet now. Compared to earlier when tattooing kind of was.
I love photography in a sense that I don't have to, show anybody else anything.
Yeah.
Let people, if I ever pass, like let people find my hard drive with thousands of pictures on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
that's one of those things. That's like it's so cool to like have that. Like, do you ever have the desire not to post it for like not for like affirmation or anything like that, but like for just to like here's like my life.
I do post some every now and then because people do enjoy, from what my understanding is like from the difference from when I started tattooing from like Instagram and all that kind of stuff, people enjoy seeing what I'm doing from a day to day now, becoming more of like, I guess, a content creator.
Yeah.
I had one client message me, he's like, do you even post tattoos anymore? Like at one point I was like, what do you mean? She's like, do you post the tattoos, not like videos of your tattoos or anything along those lines? I was like, sorry, I'm just following the algorithm at this point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everything's a numbers game now.
But now I'm changing that up a little bit. I'm going back to some photos. I'm mixing it up and here and there, some pictures of me. At one point I had, if you actually scroll back through my Instagram, there was a point where I was just taking selfies with the tattoo behind me. And then the next photo over was the tattoo because I was testing to see if it was a facial recognition through like what they pushed.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you that those posted surprisingly well compared to just the tattoos. Yeah.
Wait, how long ago was this?
It was months ago, like maybe last year.
Oh, okay.
Like earlier last year, yeah.
So it is, to an extent, somewhat recent.
Everything changes.
Yeah. Oh, and it's so fast too.
Yeah.
That's crazy though that they did that.
I did that for pretty much, I think 2 weeks straight. Is that I posted selfies literally with the tattoo just sitting in the background of
and then the swipe was
the actual tattoo. Yeah.
What was the do you have any metrics on
probably an extra like 50 to 100 likes.
Okay.
Yeah, per picture that I posted. Yeah.
Wow. That's actually wild.
It was weird. It was very strange. And then everybody's like, "Why are you posting selfies with your tattoo?" I was like, "I'm testing something."
Yeah, it's all testing the market.
I'm a big behind the scenes. I'm a big like numbers person. So like when I could see a chance to test something, I will take that chance to test something.
Yeah, and it's and I'm sure that helps in a sense of, content creation isn't your full-time job.
Exactly.
Like you're a tattoo artist at the end of the day, so it's like, hey, I want to be able to test as many things as I can, and not, in a sense, be bound to making sure I hit this number of.
I tell people this all the time. Anybody whose full-time gig is content creation, I give them so much credit. Because it is, I know what that feels like, because in the beginning when I first started tattooing, it wasn't consistent workflow. It wasn't consistent. It's like some weeks I had a good week, and before that, that good week was $400 for the week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like now my good week, it could be $5,000 for a week. Like it could be crazy, but it's like, it's not that crazy. I'm not rich. Let's calm down. But it's like, I could have, it's the grind that you guys do, the grind that anybody who does content full time, I commend them. Like it's such a scary place with things not being consistent. If subs are down, then that means that like, will I be able to pay rent?
People tell me that their main revenue is like sub and like AdSense, I'm like, you're relying on an algorithm and people? Like, nah, like I can't.
People who quit their jobs when they get a whale in chat. Like that, those are the scariest ones because they see what could happen if they had multiple whales, over and over. But they get their one whale that sticks with them for 2 months, 3 months, and they're like, "Oh, I could quit now." They quit, and then that whale disappears.
Gone. It's like
Dunzo.
oh, dude. Yeah, no, I'm like, because I have a 9 to 5 that I do completely outside of all of this, and I'm like, I wouldn't be able to live if I didn't have that 9 to 5, and it's nice having that, just knowing, go do that, and it allows me so much time to be able to handle what I need to handle, but I can't imagine.
It's that separation, and it's that comfort level of knowing that you have a base income.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't have that base income, let me tell you what, it's a lot. It's you're debating whether or not you want to drive and pick me up from the airport at that point. No, that's a lot of gas. You got me.
I was like, I was. You saw Texas drivers. That's not. It's not even gas money. That's risking your life.
My mental went down just coming out here, man. Like.
That's crazy. As far as obviously testing social media and Instagram, is there anything you're in the process of doing right now?
In the process of doing right now,
as far as testing, maybe on Instagram, on Twitter, TikTok.
Honestly, realistically, testing on bringing it more IRL when it comes to everything. Okay. That's why I signed up to do this convention like this. I didn't have to. I come here and hang out with my friends and just drink and party and stuff like that. I'm gonna have a bedtime this time around, man. Yeah, I gotta be up early.
Oh, if you have appointments.
Exactly. And it's like they open at 10. Like, of course, I'm not going to take my first one until like 11. But either way, I got to make sure I'm set and I'm in the right mindset to do this. But it's like being able to go to these conventions and do these things is going to be the next process. And then if that is beneficial, I'm going to start trying to live stream more so at these kind of events and 100%. Stuff along those lines. I really think that IRL, as much as I hate it, is more
it's the future,
it's more entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
It's the same thing I said earlier. Being followed around with the camera is a lot more fun than being in front of it and just doing that.
Even stuff that I feel like Jay does really well. Just that bringing you as the viewer.
If I see him go to an Apple store one more time.
Oh, dude, this guy, God, man,
they know him by name.
Oh, dude, I bet you he has an office in the back. I guarantee it. But I mean, he brings his YouTube audience in a sense with him almost everywhere, and that obviously he wants to show.
Yeah.
But it's so much different. It's so funny watching. Like I would go back and watch like his older videos, and it would be a lot of talking head reviews, and now it's a lot of like days in the life of just just doing life.
I love it.
Oh, I love it, and it's like,
so good.
I love watching people build things in a sense of whether it's their brand, a company, in his case, a creative extension. But like, I feel like that's very much the future, especially of YouTube, man.
Yeah, no, it's those vlogs, like IRL, those Casey Neistat, all that kind of situation. It's like some of the most fun things to watch.
I was such a big Casey fan back in the day. Oh my God. I wanted to be him so bad,
dude. I got those Ray-Bans, and I was like, I kind of want to scuff them a little bit. I kind of want to scuff them.
Popsicle stick, dude. Are those the metal ones?
They are the metal ones.
Oh, dude.
That's why I said when I was getting the text messages from the group earlier, I was like, they're in my head.
That's okay. That makes sense. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're gonna be doing content with those.
I've put out a little bit, but more first person. Yeah. Because it's literally right here.
Oh, you were. Boom.
The one thing I wish the camera was in the center, because it's off to the side, and like I'll catch myself just like having to tilt my head.
Oh yeah, especially as you're like, that makes sense.
So, but they're neat. John Cena talks to me. That's the voice. That's
what you haven't said to.
Yeah, it was between John Cena and Aquafina, and I chose John Cena.
I mean, good choice.
Yeah,
definitely. How is that content done on? Because I'm guessing that's just shorts.
It is. It's shorts. It records up to 3 minutes though, surprisingly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I
before
thought it was one. I thought
with the stories it was one. Now these are the newer ones or whatever it is. So that's the only reason why I really got them.
Oh, okay.
They're nice. It's good quality. Like even like the motion blur and stuff like that isn't that crazy.
What does it record at? I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure it's just 1080p. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, it's quick. I just tell them, hey, record, and then it'll start recording. And especially wearing gloves all the time. I can't be.
Yeah, you can't be pressing buttons
exactly.
Or doing anything quite like that. Interesting. Have you what have you just done, like reveals, or like what have you done with those as far as content?
Just essentially, I did some reveals. I did some stencil peels. Okay. Some tattooing, just like getting up close and personal with it. Yeah, just about anything that I could really do. Yeah, even just like walking on the airplane today.
Oh,
I
okay, cool.
wanted to get some B-roll for just doing little
That's
stuff.
so subtle.
It's very subtle, except that silly little light that's on there. But I get privacy reasons and stuff. You can actually see.
So a light?
Yeah, so there's a camera right here, and on this side,
Uh-huh.
it's a little sensor, like a light sensor, to make sure that like you're not blocking the camera or blocking the anything. So
Okay.
when you hit the actual, I think that'll turn on. Oh, maybe not. Oh, maybe I gotta put them on. Oh, they're loading up. That's why.
Oh, gotcha.
So, there's the light actually.
Okay, so that's
just like
on.
a subtle little light.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I thought it was gonna be like a green or a red light or something.
No,
like that.
no, that
I'm like that. I'm like that.
No, but it's like they're a nice toy,
Yeah.
essentially. A nice little useful thing to put in the kit. That's why in my kit that I carry around with me, it's my DJI Osmos Pocket 3.
Okay.
My Fujifilm X100V.
Okay.
And those glasses.
That is.
And I usually have an iPad mini on me too, but that's just for like uploading because I don't want to plug things in my phone half the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Huh.
All in that little sling
Yeah,
bag
I was
that
saying,
had.
the sling you had. That's crazy.
So,
Huh.
no, I brought a production studio.
I was gonna say, yeah, no,
my
dude,
backpack.
when you were going through, I was like, oh, that's a lot of.
Soma, I got an A74, ZV1,
Yeah.
OBSBot, Tail Air, like my tattoo machine. It's so much,
Yeah, that's.
especially with that new lens, 28 to 72,
Dude,
with the 16 to 35 as a backup in there.
Dude, I'm like, I saw that lens and I'm like, I'm so jealous.
It's so girthy, man.
Have you shot anything on it yet, or have you
Just
literally-
pictures, just little pictures and like a little video here and there. Like
Okay.
just testing the waters.
When did you get it? Like
2 days before I got here.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're literally
Sunday. I picked it up Sunday.
So when you sent me the picture, pretty
Yeah.
much. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, if you want, you can mess with it during. Cause
I'm sure I'll definitely take a peek at it because I just want to see how, because it's heavy. I picked it up and it's actually decent size. But
yeah,
like,
if you're shooting Loot Fest,
Yeah.
so it's like I'll have it with me and
Yeah,
just
I was gonna
carry
say-
around
yeah,
a
I
duel.
was like, well, I'm sure we'll lens swap at some point just to test it out.
I didn't know if you were taking your Lumax. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking both
Okay.
of these. I'm gonna be
Oh, yeah.
pulling. I may pull that one too, but we'll just kind of see on how all that goes. But okay, as far as just obviously you were talking about YouTube and whatnot. What is in a sense next for content for you, and like what, or if there's anything on the business side of maybe tattooing that you kind of have in the future or you're thinking about?
I've always messed around with saying I want to open up a shop and like mess around with doing all that kind of stuff, but it's like I'm thinking about just doing more guest spots at this point, like going to North Carolina and not only like hang out with like E and them, but just like just enjoying like diversity when it comes to like different shops and different etiquettes and stuff along those lines, learning and being able to have stories behind that. It's like I'm 34 years old. Content can only go so far with me right now. You're not going to see me dancing. Like,
well, no,
doing
it's
any
not,
of that kind
not
of stuff.
like
Yeah.
that. But I mean, you see, these, in a sense, like even grandmas that are on YouTube doing like cooking recipes.
They love it.
That's
they're
what I'm
fantastic.
So I feel like there is an age to certain types of content that you can, but I feel like there is no age to content in general.
True. You just have to. You know what? You pivot.
Yeah,
That's
you're
essentially what it
you're
is.
constantly adapting.
If you enjoy doing content, you'll find the content that you will enjoy doing, no matter what age you are.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like my back hurts, my wrist hurts, my eyes are gone. Tattooing can only last for so long.
Yeah.
So I got to figure out some sort of basis in order to progress for my future and go from there. That's why a shop would be, in my opinion, profitable because I don't necessarily have to work.
Yeah.
I have people who will work for me, but at the same time, trust is a big thing in the industry. It's like you don't want to be robbed blind, and it's like you just worked all week. How did you make $40? Like that kind of stuff. So it's figuring out those next steps and what's going to be best for future aspect.
Okay. So as far as content wise, you just kind of just steering the ship.
I let the wheel go and I see where it takes me, man. Right now I'm just gonna dip my toe in everything and then see how it all works.
Gotcha. As far as other events coming up, obviously you said DreamHack Atlanta,
trying
DreamHack
Dallas.
Hopefully,
I'm trying to get the permits and stuff like that, and trying to get the permission by the people who are presenting it to get a booth in there and all that kind of stuff.
Is there anything else outside of those that you're hoping to do or thinking or heard of? Or
I debated TwitchCon.
Okay.
I debated was it GCX? Like
I've
been debating
Orlando. Right?
Yeah, getting into contact with them. But like I said, it's expensive.
It's so expensive.
It's expensive because it's like if not paying for hotel or paying for flight, like that's a lot out of my pocket.
Yeah. Plus all the gear that you have to either send there or bring. It's like shipping costs. And
luckily, like you're here and I'll send all this stuff to you.
Yeah, it's
so.
great. You saved a shit ton of money.
Exactly. So
okay, cool. Well, dude, I appreciate you coming on. If there's any plug, whatever you want to plug, it'll all be in the description anyways. But
thanks for having me. If you're looking for live tattoos, kick.com/BlinkTattoo, pre-recorded content, youtube.com/BlinkTattoo. Pretty much BlinkTattoo wherever BlinkTattoo is sold. Yeah,
that's so big having the same like ad, because I feel like
the one thing I don't have is the website.
Stop.
And the Facebook. And the Facebook.
You don't have the website?
The website it will cost me way too much money.
Oh, really?
So it's imblinktattoo.com.
Stop. Yeah. Oh my.
And the Facebook page is some Polish artist in Poland.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like, are they like consistently uploading stuff?
Yeah, they're. I mean, I think it's their primary platform.
Oh, okay.
And I think they're mad at me for having all the other Blink tattoos.
Hey, you could sell that.
They've tagged me in videos before on accident, or like people who filmed for them tagged me. I've gained a bunch of like foreign followers because of them. Yeah, it's so funny.
You have a strong Polish audience right now.
I think a quarter Polish, so we'll see.
Crazy.
See where that takes me. Catch me in Warsaw tattooing.
That's crazy. Well, dude, let's have a good time at Loot Fest. I know it's going to be a fun weekend for both of us.
Busy weekend.
Busy weekend for both of us.
Yeah,
but
tiring weekend.
Dude, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be crazy, but it'll be fun. But
like I said, thanks for having me. It was a blast. So.